This audio is used for the transcriber test at Go Transcript.
Usually vertical cracks like that are very typical. It's when you come across the horizontal cracks, which I believe may be on the next slide, is where you get the some more of the issues. You have that one there with that level. That's actually a house I did where everything kind of looked normal, but the more I looked, the more I noticed that, hey, that's a vertical crack, and then I put the level up there, and sure enough, it's hard to see from that area, but the bottom is pretty much flush with the wall, and then top there's a little bit of a gap, and you can see that there's definitely been some vertical water pressure or forces pushing on that wall that is giving you a horizontal crack. And I'm not sure if this is the same house or not, but that top one, as you can see where I drew that red arrow from the brick to the door, you can see the distance growing as you go up. So actually I know that is the same house, because that crawl space block foundation was below that porch there, and since that wall was kind of bending in, it actually, you could see issues that you look from the outside and above ground, that you could see that there's definitely been some settlement, and that wall is basically the cause of that crack, or that door, that sliding glass door not being straight anymore, and it got jammed. You know, the door wasn't sliding as it should because it wasn't, you know, a true 90-degree angle anymore. But then you also look for other issues like there's cracks in the bricks. You know, usually you can get some cracks and some step cracking in the mortar, and that's just some typical settlement. But when you see them kind of going through bricks like that, you kind of look for more issues, foundation issues, and make sure everything's, you know, still in good shape inside. And that top left corner one, that's more of some termite damage that we look for in basements too.
Okay. Because it could be either termite or water damage that or expansion of or to dry ground that really affect the foundations generally, right?
Yeah, yeah, and then we talk a little bit more about termites. Not this slide, but the next one. But this one talks about crawl spaces, and crawl spaces we run, especially in older houses. You know, back in the days, they just built a crawl space and then let it go. But nowadays, we know that you want to make sure that all the debris is removed, and that there should be a moisture barrier to keep the humidity level underneath the in the crawl space to a minimum, because that's where the moisture comes from, is from the ground. So you want to make sure that there's a good moisture vapor in there, and also insulation either along the walls or on the bottom of the floor. If it's a living area above, will help with the cold and the heat in the summer and the winter, and help make your house a little more efficient. So we look for that.
This audio is used for the transcriber test at Go Transcript.